Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Insomnia. It is Friday, going into Saturday, 3 o'clock in the morning, by the time this is airing. I am joined with Crypto Dolphin and my favorite Buffalo Bill fan, which is like saying my favorite kick in the nuts. My man Sean from Red, White, and Bills. What's going on, my brother? How you doing? And you know what's funny is I can't stand Crypto. I can't stand your team on Saturday, and Sean, I can't stand your team on Sunday. So there you go.
So it's a rough weekend for you.
Yes.
No, I'm doing good. I appreciate you guys having me on again. It's been a long time.
Just had a lot of punishment on that first game of the season.
We'll
Canes.
see. We'll see.
62-7. That's going to be the score.
I want my shirt, and you're gonna have to take a picture with it too. So
62-7.
Yeah, and then you put down, and then you turn off the Xbox and went to sleep. Or PlayStation. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to assume what station. Which one do you like to play the best?
No, I'm gonna be watching this on the big screen on my television. Live.
Yeah, playing PlayStation or Xbox, whatever. And speaking of which, July 20th, join myself. We're going to be doing Xbox, Sega versus Nintendo, Xbox versus PlayStation.
That's gonna be fun
on the 20th, Saturday morning, and brought to you by the new T-shirt.
Nintendo versus Sega.
Yeah, brought to you by the new Finstell T-shirt, right here. I am getting two. I'm getting one for my missus. I'm getting one for myself. I'm getting her a gray one. I'm getting an orange one. Crypto, I'm getting you an orange one too. So when we go to the tailgate, so. And you know what? You want? If I gave you one, would you wear it? Would you sport this if I gave you one, Sean?
Oh hell yeah!
What color do you want?
100%.
We have gray, white, orange, and aqua.
Probably gray.
Gray. Okay,
I look good with gray.
But... What size are you?
Extra large.
Okay, it's done. So you already
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'll be rocking the hell out of that.
Oh yeah. So, all right, man. Listen, let's
the aqua one. I'm gonna get the aqua one.
All right. So let's before we get any further, let's cue the intro and do this thing right. We'll be right back.
Ready to dive into a new role of online shopping with the Fins Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor, we're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process make shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Fins Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
All righty. So,
All right.
so Sean, how are you guys? How do you feel about your off season so far?
Oh, it's in that period where all the other people are just saying everything's going to be great. This coach is the best. This player is going to be the best, and it's that annoying period where you're just like, I want them to get on the field and start, proving which way it's going to be, whether they're going to be good or great, or whether it's going to be a rough season. So, of course, it's interesting to think about potential, but for me, this part of the off season is where I'm just like, man, like for so much unknown, everyone seems to be picking a picking one side of it, and to me, it's just not my kind of thing. I got to see them perform before I can
Yeah.
jump up and say, yeah, they're going to be the same team they were last year. They're going to be a 13-win team. They got to prove it first.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the direction you guys are going. Big body receivers,
Mm-hmm.
physical up front. You got a lot of run blockers, so that tells me two things. You guys are going to rely on the 12 personnel and the run game, because Matt Collins was a great run blocker. Justin Shorter, the former Gator that you guys have, which I can't. Y'all need to stop fucking drafting Gators, please. Draft more Hurricanes, so I can still hate them.
Oh,
But anyway,
Right.
that's neither here nor there. But no, he's
I
Justin
want you to
Shorter, man,
keep drafting those Gators because that means y'all gonna be trash soon enough.
and that's like we talking about like Russo, Greg Russo. Anyway,
Yeah.
we're getting off tangent here with crypto's garbage kings. Anyway, Justin Shorter. He's just short by name. That dude is swole as fuck. He could pass block.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's 6'4". He's just ripped out of his mind.
Mm-hmm. He's pretty much built like he kind of physically. Not, but he's kind of built like DK Metcalf. If you look at him,
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Hopefully we didn't get to see him at all really last year, except for a little bit of preseason. But
mm-hmm.
hopefully he can stay healthy this year and show us something. And as much as it's funny to talk about, like if Chase Claypool can be anything like he was his rookie or sophomore year, that could really change the outlook of this team because you
Mm-hmm.
know he's got the abilities, he's got the talent. He's been trashed for the last couple of years, but maybe now he realizes like, hey, this might be my last opportunity to make a name for myself in the NFL, and I pissed it away the last couple of years. So
Yeah,
let me work my ass
right.
off, and I'm not saying it's guaranteed to happen, but I'm excited to see if he can really tap back into what he was before, because then that would just help so much. Because then if Curtis Samuel's decent, like he has
Mhm.
been, and then you got
Right.
Kincaid and Shakir, who we hope to keep rising, to the top. That's four pretty good weapons, not even counting James Cook yet. So I think guys like Claypool and Shakir and Samuel, they're Kincaid, they really gotta take a notch up, especially with you don't got a guy like Stephon Diggs anymore. Yeah, everyone's got to step up, pull extra weight.
Yeah, you know what? One thing I agreed with Crypto regards to Devontae Parker. One of the things that made sense when he said let's get rid of Devontae Parker, besides his hate, was the fact that Devontae Parker was not a scheme fit for someone like Tua Tagovailoa.
Right.
His best games was with Matt Moore, Jay Cutler, definitely Fitzpatrick, because those gunslingers. So if you look at Claypool, I think he has that big arm like Big Ben. I think he would probably benefit from an arm like that. The big arms kind of guys that do 50-50 balls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah, it's exciting, and
Think that's how they're gonna use them tight ends.
yeah, and if like I said, Claypool's fast too. Like he can run the ball out of the backfield, and give him the ball in space. And again, I'm not jumping on here saying he's guaranteed to be a great receiver again, but we have all seen it as a rookie
Yeah.
and a sophomore. He absolutely was on a trajectory of being a great player. So we know what's in him. So if he can just do that again, and then one or two other of the other guys that we got could step up even more than they did last year, it might not be as bad as some people are thinking it's going to be for Buffalo. And again, James Cook was fourth in rushing yards last year. He didn't have all those touchdowns like Mostert did, but
Mm-hmm.
he was doing his job as far as moving the sticks. So if he can repeat that again, we might not even miss a beat, to be honest. And but again, we have to. For me, I have to see it first. I need to see the first few weeks and see how
Hmm.
the offense works. With a new coordinator in his first year of having his own offense and the new pieces we got.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's possible that they could be good. They just got to prove it first. But a lot of interesting talent though.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you guys got a pretty much an overhaul on that side of the ball as far as the skill
Yeah,
positions go.
technically no Davis, no Diggs, and I know Sherfield and Murray weren't like world beaters, but they were two of our
Right.
top six receivers before we're gone. So it's it's definitely exciting, but again, you got to see how it all clicks together.
Hmm.
Hopefully, Coleman
yeah.
could be.
Yeah, I think you guys
We got a lot
believe
of
that Josh Allen's game matured enough that y'all can be able to cut strings with somebody like Stephon Diggs. That
Yeah, I think that's a great
Mm-hmm.
point, Crypto, because it's
I
it's not
think
like
that's
he's
probably
a.
what y'all believed.
Yeah, he's not like a second or third year player where you have to like, oh, I'm not too sure. He had that, and I love Stephon Diggs. He's one of my, I know he's only been a Bill for 4 years, but he's one of my favorite players. And
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
him and Josh both, they were both good before
Hmm.
they met each other. But we got to remember, Stephon Diggs was always number two next to Adam Thielen. He was never looked at as, oh, he's better than AT. So when they both came together, Josh heightened his game and Diggs heightened his game. They both worked together
It's hand in
it
hand.
yeah, hand in
Yeah.
hand. So I don't believe one was better than the other. I just think it was a great combination of great talent elevating each other to be, you know, all pro type players. So yeah, I think Allen he still got some maturing to do mentally, but I think as far as that goes, he's got a couple things left to fix, but he's in that point of his career where he could take over and help people become better versions of themselves.
Okay. So now, before we get to brass tacks, the meat and the potatoes of the episode, let's what you just said is going to be perfect to segue into our next segment, the around the NFL, presented by Chef Juice Catering.
What's up, y'all? This is Chef Jew. Looking for a great chef for your next catering party, private party, office party, etc. with welcome watering meals and desserts? Let Chef Jew Catering and Sweet Treats take care of it for you at an affordable price. Call me at 786-804-8096. Also, reach me at chefjewcatering@gmail.com. Direct message on Facebook and Instagram at Chef Juice Catering. Chef Juice Catering and Sweet Treats. Food with a passion. We do it all.
Yeah, reach out to Chef Jew, man. The phone
Good.
number's on the billboard here.
Definitely.
Shout out to Chef Jew.
When you're
Chef Jew,
when
definitely,
you're at
yes.
the tailgate, try them out.
Yeah, like I said, he's part of the Tri-County area. He's part of the Broward, Dade County, and Palm Beach area. He is a real chef. Hit him up, and if you mention the Finn's Tailgate or Shake Money, you will receive 10% off your order. So that's not a bad. You get a little discount. So just mention that we sent you, and you get a nice little discount, 10%. And so anyway, let's get to the first news story, shall we? And Stephon Diggs, ex-teammate, picks sides in the diva narrative around the Texas receiver Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs, former Bills teammate of Cole Beasley, has come out and explained he thinks that the current Texas wide receiver is a diva, as some have claimed in the media. Speaking to the locker room with Landry Locker. The
Mhm.
former Cowboy and Bills offensive star said that every wide receiver who is a primary weapon for their quarterback demands a bit of attention. Therefore,
Mhm.
Cole Beasley does not think that Stephon Diggs is different from his peers in that respect, saying, there's any number one wide receiver who is not, I mean, it's like everybody, but I don't even think that people know what they're saying. So Cole Beasley is pretty much, I think, not throwing him under the bus by saying he's diva, but at the end of the day, he's saying that look, if you're that good, look at Odell Beckham. You look at Terrell Owens. You look at fucking Tyreek Hill with his 2,000 yards. So it's not out of the realm that these guys, hey, look, they want to be the answer. They're getting this money.
Center of attention.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there's a bit of
Right.
ego to him. So what did you think of Cole
Comes the
Beasley
territory.
when he was with the team?
Man, I loved Cole Beasley. I always knew he's another guy where he was always good, but when he got to Buffalo, it just unlocked another, like him and Josh again together. Like
Mhm.
every time we needed a first down, Cole's there. Always sure handed, getting the exact amount of yards we needed. He was such a great asset to our team, and it really stunk when we didn't get another year with him. But yeah, he was great, man. And to what he's saying, totally agree. I never really cared about like the outbursts on the sideline where like when Diggs would get pissed off about something, or like that doesn't bother me because I played sports. Obviously, I was never a professional athlete, but you feel that when you're in a heated matchup where you're competing against people that want to take your head off, and you want to
Mhm.
you want to be the best. And I never cared about that with Diggs. I always appreciated the intensity and that someone, because to me, like guys like Josh, they're not really as vocal as you would assume a leader would be. So like, when we saw Diggs get fired up and get in people's face, I like
Mhm.
that because someone has to be that guy. And the only thing I didn't like was when, I mean, obviously it gets annoying when the news keeps asking you the same shit over and over again. But when like all he had to do was say, even if he didn't want to, I want to be in Buffalo. I love Buffalo. And everyone would stop asking him these questions, but he just wouldn't come out and just be like, this is where I want to be. I love this place. He would just
Yeah.
be like, well, it is what it is. I'll be wherever I need to go. So it's like, I didn't like that part. That was a little bit dramatic for me. But as far as him on the field, I didn't I
Mhm.
never minded him getting fired up because we needed that. So again, I'll miss Stephon Diggs. I love Stephon Diggs. I'll still rock his jersey that I got of him, and I hope he does well, except when he plays the Bills. but but yeah, I agree with Cole. I think all the talented players can be seen having outbursts and getting fired up, and again, it doesn't bother me.
No doubt. What do you think, Crypto?
Yeah. I just think it goes with the territory. The he's just acknowledging what goes on league wide. As far as all number one wide receivers have that level of divaness in them. Some of them is on 10 level diva. Some of them are passive, but it maybe like they're diva, but they're more passive with it. You know, even though Marvin Harrison was quiet, he in his own right, he was one too.
Mm-hmm.
Off the field, on the field. I mean, he was, he carried himself like one. But even though he was more of a soft-spoken person when it came to interacting on the field against his opponents, you
Yeah.
know. But he was excitable too, so I was, getting excited. So everybody's got a level of evenness with him, especially if you're the number one person, number one target on the team.
So
That you got
Deion
multiple
Sanders.
divas on one team. But yeah,
So Deion Sanders said his son, what's it, Schroeder? What's name? You know the name of
Shakur.
his son? Shakur. I thought it
Mm-hmm.
was Ricky Schroeder from Silver Spoon. Remember?
Silver Spoon.
But
Yeah,
no,
that's Shredder. Sure.
yeah. Everybody, and listen,
Shador.
if you know who I'm
I
talking
mean,
about, you're
I said
old as hell.
Shakur. I mean Shador. Yeah.
Shador, yeah, not Ricky
Yeah.
Schroeder. Hey, Shador, okay. Shakur is a boxer, right? Anyway, Shador.
Right.
Deion Sanders via draft wire. Deion Sanders' son. I mean, Deion Sanders' top 6 teams he would like Schroeder to play for in the NFL has been revealed, according to Draft Wire. Number 1, the Atlanta Falcons. Number 2, the Dallas Cowboys. Number 3, the Washington Commanders. Number 4, San Francisco 49ers. Number 5, Baltimore Ravens. And number 6, the Philadelphia Eagles. Atlanta. I don't know about Atlanta because they're having a controversy right there. But the Dallas
Yeah, all
Cowboys,
those teams in there, unless
yeah.
Dak goes, I don't see him going to either of those teams.
Well, 3 of those
They
teams
got
he
the
played for.
quarterback now.
Yeah, actually, 3 of those teams he's played. Actually, 4 of those teams he's played for. He played for Baltimore. He played for the Cowboys. I don't know.
Cowboys.
I think he played for he did play for the Redskins. I think for a little bit, but I know he played for the Cowboys. He played for Atlanta. He played for San Francisco, and he played for Baltimore. Those are the teams he wore. Actually, matter of fact, he wore number 37 for Baltimore. See, the Cowboys make sense because they don't know what they're going to do with Dak Prescott. Washington,
it's going to be hard for him to play for either one if they re-sign Dak.
Yeah, but if they don't, he'll be a good. Washington Commanders, they don't have a quarterback.
The Commanders, that's that quarterback they just drafted, completely falls on his face. I don't see them giving up on him. Not this soon.
Yeah, what about San
Francisco?
Francisco?
Next year.
Not San Francisco either, right?
Yeah, he can, unless he wants to be a backup. Unless he's trying to start right away, he needs to get him a new 6. New 6 teams.
That's true.
Them teams is like a thin. It's like real thin because they just either got their quarterback this year or their quarterback could be signing for a big time contract.
All right, let me ask you all this. What do you want to root for?
Needs to freaking choose him a brand new crop of teams.
Oh, actually, this is Deion Sanders who wants this for his son, but he has no say. What do you think? What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, it's tough when you have like a wish list because, Deion, he basically said last year he's going to be a number 1 pick, and I mean, I guess you never really know, but I'm assuming he's to play it safe will be a top 15 pick, and again, like Crypto said, the Ravens aren't going to put him over Lamar. The Eagles aren't going to put him over Jalen Hurts. I'm assuming the Niners won't put him over Brock Purdy. And then, even if Dallas doesn't keep Dak, they're not going to pick in the top 15. So they would have to trade up. And then the Falcons just got, Penix, I'm not really too high on them. So maybe I could see that happening and maybe they'll be a top 15 pick again. And then like Washington, Jaden Daniels, I don't anticipate him being that horrible where he'd want to pick another quarterback, but yeah, it's interesting. He'll probably go to a team like I don't know, like Tennessee, maybe. Like they drafted
maybe hopefully compete with them because if Levis have a good second year, it's starting to get dry at that spot.
Yeah. Well, look at Tennessee too. They drafted a quarterback the last 3 years. They got Levis, they got Malik Willis, and then there was another guy. I think they drafted. So they
drafted 2 quarterbacks in 1 year. Yeah.
Yeah, and so they're doing that method of
Willis one. Yeah.
Keep drafting quarterbacks.
Just keep drafting them until they know they got the person. Yeah.
Yeah, so I could see a team like but I think Tennessee will be decent.
Tennessee can do it. Yeah, they can take a chance. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they'll take a chance, and maybe a team like I don't know about New England because they might.
If what's his Drake May don't make it.
Yeah,
depends on if he makes it good strides. They could target him, yeah.
Yeah, or maybe even the Panthers if Bryce Young, has another year where they don't see any improvement from him and they don't believe in him.
They don't see improvement.
Yeah,
that's one target. The Panthers,
I can see them getting him too. So yeah, it's it'll probably be one of the crappy teams that Deion doesn't want him to go.
One of them 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to no major team unless he plan on being a lifetime backup.
Yeah, Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams got he got a really good situation. Because
in Chicago to be successful right away, so I don't see him going nowhere.
Yeah, and typically you get drafted to a really crappy team if you're number 1, and the Bears weren't great, but they won 7 games and they were rebuilding their team the last couple of years, and now they got all these free agents in there. So he got, out of all the quarterbacks that got drafted, he got the best situation. But
He had
that's
the
not,
best situation, right? He
yeah,
literally can be this year's CJ Stroud.
exactly. And it's not going to always happen
I
that
would
way.
not be
So
surprised. Yeah.
yeah, so Shadur, he might not get that situation where a great team picks him up, and he might have to go to a crappy team that, it's going to be rough to begin with. But you gotta be that guy to change the organization.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's gonna
A
be.
lot of pressure.
Yeah, Shadir. Yeah, it's a lot of pressure on him. Unless he can push Dak out. If he push Dak out, then yeah, Dallas will draft him. Jerry Jones will do it
Yeah, I
if
mean they had the
if they do. But see, the thing is, Dak, he's loved by Jerry Jones. That's the thing.
yeah
So
yeah. I mean
damn.
he loved Romo though, and Dak pushed Romo out. So maybe it's
I mean, he did, but see, Romo kept, he kept going up and down the injury thing too. And they wasn't rushed with Dak. Dak was
true.
drafted in what, third, fourth round, so it
4th round, I
wasn't
think. Yeah,
as much pressure to put him on the field right away. It's just kind of like
right,
the opening came, and then he had such a good debut that they didn't turn back and just push Romo out and say, okay, we can cut
right.
ties now. Dak's shown us more than enough that he can take over and be the franchise guy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, because Shadua, if he ends up in the high first round, mid first round, be pressure on him to get started, to be a starter. So which team
yeah,
is going to
exactly.
be that one team to say, hey, the Rams could draft him to transition on from Stafford. I
Oh,
could see them
that's a
doing
good
that
that's a good point. Yeah,
because
yeah,
he'd
'cause
be a good guy
Stafford
that's
don't have
learned
many
behind
years left.
Stafford. Right,
Hmm.
exactly. Stafford it'd be like the Green Bay situation where you got a veteran quarterback that's aging a little bit. He won his Super Bowl. He's happy,
Yeah, he
and
yeah
he could teach him for 3 years and
yeah.
two, three
It'd
years,
be
and
like the
then
Jordan Love
transition over him.
situation.
Hmm.
It would be like the Jordan Love
Right, the Green
situation.
Bay. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Ooh,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe
exactly.
Maybe the Raiders too.
It'd be exactly like that. Yep, I could see him going for the Rams. Now that I'm thinking about it even more, I actually like that situation for him. The
Yeah,
Rams to draft him.
yeah. That'd be. I
He
think that'd be
be with
good.
Sean McVay. He can learn the system, and he can be groomed into that system with them receivers poking the cooler and all them. I think I like that situation for him.
Yeah,
The Rams.
Okay, that's what's up.
That's a good learning course on a good training regimen for him. You know,
All right.
I like that.
All right. Here's the last news story of the day. And speaking of wide receivers, this one is apparently Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, huh?
Las Vegas wide receiver Devontae Adams says he was the one who approved the decision to bench Jimmy Garoppolo. Adams says he
Wow.
would not be a Raiders anymore if he wasn't benched. Netflix. So that is the report
Mm.
coming out.
So
interesting.
he threatened to leave unless he benched Garoppolo. So he was not. Wow. So who he wanted? Carr to still be on the team?
Yeah, actually, that's to be honest with you, that's the reason he went there because they played together in college. So
Yes.
Yeah,
he won a car. It
Yeah.
was like that movie with Ashton Kutcher. Dude, where's my car?
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, when your best player says something, you gotta listen sometime.
Mm-hmm.
Get out
Yes.
of my dreams. Get
And speaking
out
of
to
which,
my car.
yeah. Speaking of which, man, you seen that? Did you see that tweet of Tyreek Hill says pay number one, pay he sent out a tweet.
I didn't see
No,
that.
I don't got a Twitter
He's out
anymore.
there trying to make the news stories again. Tyreek's trying to be relevant.
Yeah.
If he's not
I did
already relevant.
I did see.
Well, I think he's trying to essentially kind of drown out him tackling a thick Instagram model. So
Yeah,
That
right.
could be it. Yeah, that's strategic. Yep, that's a strategy.
mm-hmm.
Before I jumped on,
Yeah,
I
for him
saw
to
a
do that.
video Tyreek. Someone asked Tyreek when he was streaming who the top 5 quarterbacks are, and he put Baker Mayfield in the top 5.
Baker Mayfield. Yeah, it was Baker Mayfield.
He said Tua was number 2. Baker Mayfield. He said Mahomes, Tua, Lamar, Dak, and Baker Mayfield.
Ah, damn.
I was like, come
Yeah.
on, Tyreek.
All right, let me ask you this before we
Yeah,
get to
he definitely
the.
wants there's some attention.
Stirring the pot.
Before we get to the meat and potatoes, this is the last one. I'm gonna I promise, and then we'll get to the subject in hand. Let me bring up the teams.
Mhm. What's that?
Damn, Houston is losing. Was beating the Marlins 6-3. Oh my god, man, my Marlins suck.
Well, my Cubbies just shut out the Orioles again, so there we go. This year's World Series champions.
And my Nats got swept by the
Just
Mets again.
Damn.
Ugh, I hate the Mets
my
so much.
Cubbies are back in the
Trash.
winning tradition, We're just
Yep.
gonna get it ramped up here in the next, several weeks,
Yeah,
We
right
have to
before.
spot everybody X amount of games before August to make them feel good about their seasons, and then we're gonna chase them down,
Got to make it more
catch
interesting.
them. Yeah,
Yeah.
got to make it a little bit more interesting.
All right,
Yeah.
here we go. Now, the question of the day: who do you think is going to do better, Deion Sanders' son or LeBron James' son?
Ooh.
Deion Sanders.
Oh yeah,
Now,
for sure.
as of now, trajectory wise, I got, even though Deion Sanders haven't played, his son haven't took a snap yet. But I mean, summer league is summer league. I don't put too much stock in it,
Mhm.
But you know, I just gotta let it play out once the the actual tip off happens, because nobody plays defense in the NBA. You know, he can just get it later. He could be a late bloomer. He
Mhm.
might all of a sudden start averaging double doubles, and we be like, oh man, he learned well from his dad. They be
Yeah.
talking about those stories. But then his first 3 games, kid got off to a rocky start. You know,
Yeah.
I
Yep.
mean, I expect it from a rookie. So he's got the rest of summer league, and then once the NBA regular season starts in a few months, then we'll know what they really want to do with him as far as his development go. Because you best believe LeBron will have a lot of say in his development.
Oh,
He
for
will make
sure.
the final 15. But yeah,
Yeah. I feel
because
bad for the kid.
that moment has to happen where LeBron James actually gives his son a pass for it in the game, make it official, give him assists and all this other stuff, and then it goes down in history. What the Lakers do after that moment, they need that on-camera moment with them two on the court together. So he will make the team. So
Oh yeah.
no matter
There'd
how
be
bad he plays,
there'd be hell to pay if he got cut.
exactly they have to have that moment.
Yeah.
That's what they drafted him for. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
Honestly,
that at least that fixes in.
I think it's really cool, like that kind of thing happened where the father gets to play with the son. Like it's rare that, like, it's people kind
At
of forget how
in
hard it is to make
professional
a
sport,
professional
yeah,
sport, let alone a father and a son play together. I thought we would get it with maybe Frank Gore and his son, but missed it by a couple of years. But yeah, I
missed
mean,
him out a couple of years. Yeah, Frank
yeah,
Gore left just 2 years
right.
early.
Yeah, and we got his son. We picked up his son. We didn't draft him, but he was an undrafted free agent. So I mean, hopefully
You
he can make
picked
the
him up as a
roster.
free agent,
Yeah,
right?
but I feel
Now
bad for.
Frank can come out of retirement for one game
That's true.
to
We
do it.
could just so they can suit up together. That'd be really cool. But
Yeah, exactly. You guys can put him on the roster like somebody, if somebody go on injury reserve, you guys can pull somebody,
yep.
find a way to pull them off the retirement, kind of like we did with Jay Cutler, or we
Oh,
did at the
absolutely.
beginning of the season. So we can ask the guy, we can pull Jay Cutler out of retirement. You guys can pull Frank Gore for one game out.
Oh, I loved
You
Frank
know?
Gore on the Bills. Yeah, I do that in a heartbeat. But yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be fair. I never actually watched Bronny play in college or in summer league yet. So I'm just gonna say Shador just to just off the bat, just because I have watched him play,
Yeah.
and I just see Bronny's stats from college, and I'm just like, well, they're not too great, but like you said, Crypto,
Right. That's what.
he could get
Yeah.
better, but at the same time, I feel bad for him because like you're LeBron James's son, so
Yeah.
everybody's
So
looking
hard
at you like you have
to fill
like
those shoes.
like your standard is being arguably the greatest player of all time, and it's not likely for anyone, to fill those kind of shoes. So I think
Right.
it's
You're
going to
not
be tough
filling
for
those
him
shoes.
to kind of understand, like, yeah, you have high expectations for yourself, but you don't have
Hmm.
to be your father. You just have to be you, and then be a good player. Because people might think you should be like LeBron, but that's just a tall order. If it happens, it
He's
happens. But
serviceable.
just be good enough to impact the game. But yeah, definitely it'd be
Exactly.
interesting. We'll see.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
Oh yeah. So
Yep.
I agree.
Shakira, it's an odds-on favorite right now.
So all right. Now here it is. As we were on the smoke lounge, me and Crypto were talking about teams' claim for fame, right? Things that they like, for instance, Miami Dolphins. Their claim to fame is the 72 undefeated, only team that go undefeated, right?
Right.
So with that being said, we're going to talk about everybody's team claim to fame. What are they famous for? So we're going to do the AFC now, and then Sunday morning, Saturday midnight, Crypto and I will go live, and we're going to do the NFC claim for fame. So with that being said, let's start with the AFC East, which is the best division in fucking football, bar none. Right?
Yes, sir.
And
All
and
righty.
Crypto, we don't
Yeah.
need any semantics, Crypto. God damn it.
There's no semantics. It wouldn't be. We want to be the best in football. God damn it.
God damn it, we're the best. But anyway, let's start with Buffalo.
Oh yeah.
What do you think is and I don't know, we joked last time Buffalo is OJ Simpson and Wide Right, but no, those aren't
You're right.
real
Right.
claim for fame for fame. What do you think Buffalo claim to fame is, in your opinion? And I tell you what, in my opinion, and we're taking our trolling out, you know what I'm saying? Trolling out,
Right.
no jokes, all jokes aside. I would say the fact that they won 4 AFC East and went to 4, even though they didn't win 4 straight Super Bowls, is something that no team has done yet. So
Right.
that's an accomplishment. 4
Yeah.
AFC East titles, So I think, in my opinion, that's what their claim to be. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. That's what I was gonna go with as well. And it's funny because one of the biggest jokes that people say to Bills fans is, "Oh, you went to 4 Super Bowls in a row and lost." But honestly, I would love to go to a Super Bowl and lose than just not go to one at all. Like,
yeah,
I mean, like, I'm
You just had
29 years
4 opportunities
right.
yeah, exactly.
to
I'm
lose.
20.
Hey,
I'm
listen. To be
29 years old.
hey, on the bright side, there's a third world country thinking you guys are Super Bowl champs. So, but go ahead.
Every time, four
That's true.
times.
Yeah, they printed your jerseys. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
4-time champions.
yeah. So
Probably
it's
somewhere in the Philippines.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I never
Jersey.
got to enjoy those Super Bowl years because I was born in '95. But
Yeah.
it really is an incredible thing that was able to happen. And maybe the Chiefs can go to 4 straight, but I don't look at it as like a insult when people say, "Oh, you guys went to 4 and lost." No one else has ever gone to 4 yet. So until someone goes to 4 in a row, whether they
Right.
win or lose, I still think it's an accomplishment because we know
Hmm.
how hard it is to get to the Super Bowl. And
Got to get there.
again, I never got to witness it, but I'm sure. I mean, you guys were around then. It was, as if you knew Bills fans, it was probably just a crazy time in history that they were actually good for that amount of time. And you know,
Right.
I was born in the drought and saw a lot of bad years. And yeah, I was thinking about it earlier today when we were talking about doing this shake. I was like, I would love to go to a Super Bowl and lose and never go to one in my lifetime. So that's what I would pick, the 4 straight Super Bowls. And
Yeah, kind of like Detroit Lions never been to one.
yep.
Right, they're still waiting. Yeah,
Mhm.
and man, they were so close. I was like, man, they got robbed. Their coach
Yeah,
robbed them.
and actually, they didn't get robbed. Dan Campbell fucked them.
Yeah, Dan Campbell robbed them. That's what I'm saying. Their own coach
He
robbed
did. I will say though,
them.
as
He
much
robbed
as
them of their own Super Bowl.
as much as he
His
robbed
ego.
them, he stuck to his guns like he did all year. He always did crazy shit, went for it on random, when he shouldn't have, and he stuck to it. And I was like, as dumb as that was, Dan Campbell, you never swayed away from your beliefs. So I got to give you
I
respect.
bet she's not doing that next year. If you give it that
Nope.
same opportunity,
Yeah,
he's taking the points.
yep. He's doing the opposite every time.
Yeah, he's gonna do the opposite. He's gonna exercise it.
For
He's like,
sure.
oh no, this one bit me in the behind. I'm not doing this no more. It's a math game.
You're right.
Screw those analytics crap. Oh yeah.
All right, so all right, now the Miami Dolphins, obviously,
Claim of fame.
my claim for fame of Miami Dolphins is obviously it's going to be the 72 Dolphins undefeated, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
fact
Yeah,
that we have
yeah.
the winningest coach, Don Shula.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty
Yep,
awesome.
winning as head coach of all time and in the perfect season.
Yeah.
No one's done it for the completion of all the games that's played.
And we're not the Utah Jazz.
That's it. That's the biggest thing.
Mhm.
That's a disappointment.
Yeah.
Honestly, guys, no one's ever gonna have a perfect season ever again. Like, there's just no way, especially with 17
It's-
games and maybe 18.
Now that
Like-
you have an extra game in there, it's even more difficult.
Yeah, and it's the Patriots got close, but it's just
Right.
that was like
It just tells you how hard it is.
yeah. So I
And
think
even in their way of doing it, the Patriots came so close to losing so many games in that season.
yeah,
It's just that I was like, if they could take anything back, they would have lost a regular season game in exchange for a Super Bowl win.
oh for sure. I'm
They would
glad
have
they
been
didn't win it,
18-1, and you know what I'm saying, and win the Super Bowl versus 18-1 and lose the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's so much. Yeah, it's like a pointless season at that point.
Yeah, that season was kind of like the Golden State Warriors in basketball.
Mhm.
Oh,
They
yeah.
broke the record in the Bulls and they lost in the finals in the epic collapse, 3-1 collapse. That's basically was like the Patriots season. They
Yeah.
break all the records. They historic season, and then it never lift the trophy at the end.
Damn.
I was jumping for joy when they lost to the Giants. I was at a Super
Oh
Bowl
yeah, I
party.
won a lot of money in that one. That's why that's hard for me to root against the Giants. Not
Mhm.
only I bet and won that game on the squares, I chose the right squares, so I won $190 some that game, and it ended their chance at perfection. So it's like a double, twofold. I was like, the Giants just became like my pseudo second team
right
because of what they did for me. They put money in my pocket on the bet, and they freaking kept my team as the only undefeated team.
Yeah. And
like
not to
a
mention,
double win.
I remember Patrick Surtain was on that. I'm not Patrick Surtain. I'm talking about Sam Madison was on that team.
Mm-hmm. Sam Madison was on that Giant team.
Mm-hmm.
They had some good players on that Giants team, man. It was insane.
Yep.
Justin Tuck and Brandon Jacobs and Osi Umenyiora and Michael Strahan. Crazy.
Yep. Yeah, they had a decent squad. It was pretty balanced.
Yep.
And
they were, they were those teams that they would go 9-7 or 8-8, and they were just good. They were
just good,
well-rounded, and they played when it mattered most. And I think the whole
in the playoffs, yeah,
right. I think the whole NFL community, minus like Patriot fans and maybe Cowboys, Eagles, and Redskins or Commander fans, they all have a soft spot for the Giants for taking 2 Super Bowls from Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
By default, we all have to love them.
Yeah, it's true.
Right. Yep. Taking 2 away from him. Yeah. Because
Can you imagine if he had 9?
And imagine had it been the opposite. His record in championships would be the same as LeBron James. You know that?
Right.
If the Seahawks had done their job and just handed the ball to Marshawn Lynch, and if the Falcons would have just simply ran the ball 3 straight times on one possession in the third quarter, they would have literally ran out of time to make that historic comeback.
Insane.
So that all they had to do is like 2 key decisions, put 2 rings on Brady's fingers, just
Right.
in spite. The brain fart by Pete Carroll and the offensive coordinator of the Atlanta Falcons.
Exactly. Real quick,
I'm like, how can this happen?
man, I still don't have words for that. But not to get sidetracked, but let me ask you guys, how mad does it make you that as good as our teams are, we haven't made it to a Super Bowl, but Nick Foles won a Super Bowl with the Eagles
Damn.
against Tom Brady.
And what's
Yeah.
fucked up? What's fucked up is they rested their best cornerback, Matt Patricia. That was Matt Patricia.
Yep.
Yeah, so Matt Patricia cost them 2 Super Bowls. No, actually, won them a Super Bowl actually. And then,
he won,
remember he was the defensive corner last year and got fired.
Yep.
For the
Oh,
Eagles.
he got fired with the Eagles.
Mhm.
Yeah,
he
he
was
did.
trash.
That's right. Yeah, he did.
Brian Flores was
they went to him
put
in
a
the middle of the
better
season.
game plan than actually,
Than Patricia
believe it or
did.
not, Matt Patricia was the last defensive coordinator, the official last defensive coordinator they had.
Yeah.
Outside
true.
of under Bill Belichick, because Steve Belichick wasn't a defensive coordinator. He was a play caller, but he was never the defensive coordinator.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They never had another defensive coordinator after Matt Patricia. So, all right.
Yeah.
What are the Jets' claim to fame besides their Pukey uniform and Fireman Ed?
Winning Super Bowl 2 or 3 in 1920, I guess.
I would say my opinion. This is my opinion. Their claim for fame is playing in the Big Apple, New York, the best, the biggest media. They're playing in a big market.
True.
But yeah, I would say the guaranteed victory. The guaranteed victory.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's theirs. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he guaranteed it, he just came out and boldly said it. It was just something you never do.
Yeah.
He did it as a player, went out on the limb and started guaranteeing victories. He started the guaranteed victories era, basically.
But
I'm
you know,
gonna put my name on the line and say we're winning this game.
But you know what's crazy? He won it in the Orange Bowl. They won it in the Orange Bowl in our house.
Yeah.
They did.
It was Super Bowl 3, right?
Yeah.
Super Bowl 3. Yeah.
It was 1963, 1964, something
69,
like that.
67,
yeah, they played in Miami.
Season. Yeah. They played that one in the Orange Bowl. He came out and told the broadcaster that we're winning this game.
And I guess
I don't care what you guys think. We're winning this game.
If you had to pick a second part of it, I think it would be that couple-year period where the Sanchez led him to the championship a couple times. And
one of them was with Jason Taylor. That fucking sucked.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot about that.
With Jason Taylor, yeah. They went to the title. Because I think they beat the Patriots one year. They beat the Ravens. Who else did they beat? That was a nice, decent run. I thought, man, there's no way the Colts are going to get them. And they did.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. Yeah.
It's like, man, they about to win in my lifetime. That would have been so miserable.
Oh,
the Jets would have won a Super Bowl in my lifetime before we get back and win it. Oh man, it would have been so depressing.
I think I hate the Jets more than the Patriots now, to be honest.
Yeah. And I hated it because I hated that big Monday night debacle where we forced them 4 turnovers and we blew that 23-7 lead or 28-7 lead. 23-point lead. It was 30-7. That's right.
You got
a Monday night game.
You guys remember when the Bills played the Cowboys Monday night in 2007? Romo threw 5 picks and we still lost. Oh, that's such a Buffalo thing.
You said who threw? Somebody threw 5 picks.
Yeah, Tony Romo threw 5 picks that game on Monday night in Buffalo, and we lost. Though I was like, "Are you serious?" Like,
yeah.
That's just like, how does it like? I don't even think it's possible to throw 5 picks in a game anymore. and we
I
couldn't even win off of
know.
that. And I think 2 of them were pick
Yeah,
sixes, or at least one of them was. I think
was a pick
Schobel got a
six.
pick six. I think, but
Right.
that's crazy that you still lose that game with 5 picks, man.
Yeah. And you get that many interceptions. Yeah.
Yeah.
You win the turnover battle you're supposed to win, but yeah, sometimes you don't.
All right.
It's
Now let's talk
crazy.
about New England's Patriots. We obviously know their claim to fame is 6 Super Bowls,
Yep.
During the Brady era, yeah.
2 dynasties.
Having a dynasty with the Brady era, yeah. That would be their
Mhm.
claim to fame. The Brady era. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, we don't need to
Or
spend more time on
Spygate.
them.
I would say Spygate.
but okay, what's yours?
3 of them was there.
What do you think is their claim to fame?
Yeah, I agree. The Super Bowl. I mean, they ran that division, our division for it felt like 20 years, and there was like 17 division titles, 16, something crazy, and then the 6 Super Bowls, and all the winning they did. It was just, you know, it still seems like
Miserable.
the Chiefs could do it, but I feel like other teams are going to start catching up soon, and I don't know if they're going to
Hmm.
be as dominant as the Patriots were. Um,
Right.
but yeah, it was just at the time, it was just like it was just insane that they were able to win that much. And yeah, I mean, you could say that they had the Deflate Gate and Spygate and all that, but you still got to have everything go your way. And yeah, so as much as I hated them, that 6 Super Bowl wins, that's pretty remarkable.
All right.
So all right, here we go. That is the AFC East. That's north, south, east, or west. What do you guys want to do?
Let's do the North first, unless
Okay,
Crypto's
North,
got
that's
another
fine.
idea.
we'll do north. Let's go north. AFC North. Steelers claim for fame. Obviously is another team, the first team to win 6 Super Bowls.
Yeah, they're the first.
And the steel curtain defense. I think,
They almost won 7. But yeah.
yeah. But I think in the because check this out. My homeboy was a Steelers fan, so I know a lot about the Steelers. And yeah, I'm going to stick to my guns. In my opinion, their claim for fame is going to be the steel curtains with Jack Lambert, Mel Blount, and all those guys.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
steel curtain is definitely Steel
I'm gonna say
City.
the 70s Steelers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what did it, yeah.
And
And they
I
kind
would,
of spread it out throughout the early 2000s and 90s
yeah,
as
for
far as the
sure.
other ones.
And
So
and
yeah.
and the only team and freaking what since 1970 only had 3 coaches.
That's insane.
Yeah, as far as tenure and longevity, yeah, their front office. That's a good claim to fame to have.
Yeah,
3
some
coaches in
people get
50
3 coaches in
years.
2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a great organization, and like Crypto mentioned, the early 2000s. Obviously, I don't know much about the 70s teams except for how amazing they were with the Steel Curtain. But watching Jerome Bettis and Palomalu, Heinz
Yeah.
Ward, those those Steelers teams were, again, I was always a Bills fan, but it was still exciting to watch teams like that compete in the playoffs. And I always
Hmm.
loved Jerome Bettis, and it was just it was a cool era for them. But yeah, again, another organization, 6 Super Bowls, a lot of greatness involved. Again, having 3 coaches, that just head coaches in your whole career as a team, that just says alone how excellent they always are. So yeah, a lot of good things you can say about the Steelers, like Shake was saying.
All right, now the Cleveland Browns, their claim for fame. Now, if I have to go claim for fame, the claim for fame I would say with Cleveland is
It's mixed.
I'm gonna have to say loyal fans. I think look, they went to Baltimore, and they came back and
Hmm.
still had the dog pound. I know they didn't
Electric,
do a lot
yeah.
of winning, But at the end of the day, man, I think their fan
They was
base
the
is
pre-football era winning. They dominated the pre-era football.
yeah. I mean, the dog pound is
Yeah,
something.
they very loyal fan base.
Yeah.
They're out there in the wintertime. They're chucking freaking dog biscuits on the freaking damn field.
You remember, and one of the reasons why people have plastic bottles is they were chucking. Remember that call? They started chucking beer bottles at the referee.
Yeah, they throw everything. It's like a lot of debris they throwing. When I'm going to Cleveland this time for the first time to a football game there. I've been to Cleveland before. I'm going to a football game there. So this will be my first time in the dog pound.
Yeah. So
But
yeah, I would say that's a perfect claim for fame, in my opinion.
the dog pound.
I agree. And
I would say the coast. Some of the coast our years was good. They had a decent run. They had the infamous fumbles on the goal line that cost them championships, chance to go to the Super Bowl. They had 2 big Kevin Mack fumbles. That was huge. But they've had decent runs, but it's just like they never get back to that title game.
Right.
Because they waiting to get to that title game because they just want to get to punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. That Elway drive broke their back. The drive, the infamous drive, that was versus Cleveland. At least one of those drives, the famous drives, Elway did against Houston too. The 93-yard drive. One was the 97-yarder drive. Yeah, they call it the drive.
The drive.
That killed them. Yep.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to agree with Shake. Having a loyal fan base, it's a lot of people were saying. I saw a post like last year about how amazing the Bengals fans were, but then I saw a picture from the year before Joe Burrow was there during the game. It wasn't even half full of a stadium. That's not loyal. So a team like the Browns, who actually have a loyal fan base, and teams like Buffalo and Cleveland, who were bad for so long, that were still selling out stadiums and still having loyal fans even when they stunk. It's hard to yeah. And I mean, we all know this. Like, our teams have struggled for a couple decades, and we've lived through that. So you know how hard it is to deal with that, but you're still a loyal fan. And again, that's a good, like Shake said, that's a good claim to fame to have. And it'll be. I think you'll have a good time going to Cleveland, Crypto. I've never been there, but it seems like it's a really good time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, they left. Remember, think about this: the team left them to go to Baltimore, and they came back with open. They had to come back. You know what I mean? So, and don't forget Drew Carey.
He did
I think
a good
is
job
another
with
name
the
for
NFL though.
Drew Carey
Petitioning the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that was his team. Drew Carey. That was definitely. He's a big time Cleveland Browns fan.
All right, now let's talk about the Cincinnati Bengals. Bungles,
the Bungholes.
The Bungles.
No, I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea about anything the Bengals have ever done great, so I'll have to have you guys help me out.
They've had decent runs in the '80s. They had good teams, and the '90s, the Syson days before they've been consistent as far as being able to find one quarterback that can go on decent regular season playoff runs, but not get to the Super Bowl. But the Bengals, they've had this purgatory, kind of like what we've been in. I know the last 2 decades or so, when it comes to their situation. Teams just good enough, or teams but not good enough to get over the hump. That's how Cincinnati's been.
Yeah.
But they claim has been able to compete once they do get there, and at least the Super Bowl. They had one where Joe Montana broke their heart on his version of the drive that killed them in that Super Bowl. So they kind of share the same experience with the Browns.
Yeah, there was a close Super Bowl. It was in Miami.
Killing them. Yeah, all of their Super Bowls that they've lost was at the last minute. It came down to the last play of the game or the last.
That Super Bowl, the Super Bowl against San Francisco, was the first Super Bowl. The first Super Bowl played at Hard Rock, or at the time Joe Robbie Stadium, was San Francisco versus Cincinnati. It was the very first Super Bowl
Cincinnati.
played at
Mhm.
that stadium.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's the first one.
look, in my opinion, their claim to fame, and I'm not trolling it, but it's hard to come up with something. I would say is they have probably like the coolest uniforms, looking uniforms. I love the
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like them white ones, the
Oh, the
white
white
tiger
ones
ones
are.
that they blew
Yeah.
against us on that
Oh,
Thursday night.
those are
Mhm.
insane.
I like that. I like that one. That was like, man, that's dope.
But
The
yeah, the
white
white
Bengal
Bengal
tiger.
Tigers. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
that one
awesome.
was nice. What they wore against us that night, I was like, man, that's cool.
It made
All
me
right.
wish like
That's the
we had
best
cool.
one.
It made me wish we had cool uniforms. I was like, man, what the hell? Like, like we can't have anything
I
sick like
know.
that.
I know. I'm like, man, why can't we just go all out and I want us to finally get the gray ones, man. The Dolphins got to finally use the color that they actually are, you know?
Oh yeah, I think
Get a
that
great
looked good
uniform
too.
for a
You
change.
get
Yeah.
you get the gray jersey, the gray pants, and then like a white helmet. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, something with the gray dolphin or something, and
Yeah.
you could use the aqua outlines or something with the
Oh
water
yeah.
colors or
Yep.
whatever.
Good point.
Do that. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, because gray is actually the color of the dolphin.
exactly. Give us uniforms that's the color of a mammal,
All right,
of the
now
mascot.
let's move on to the Baltimore Ravens. Here we go. They have a running back for a quarterback. No, just fuck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. The Ravens.
Oh
I
man.
would say, listen. I would say the claim to fame from the Ravens is having one of the most historic defenses in that Ray Lewis led defense back in 2000.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hmm.
A
Yeah,
historic defense.
historically, franchise-wise, being able to put together great defenses in all eras
and
almost
Ozzy
since they
and having
became
one
the
of the
Ravens.
and having one of
Since
the
the Browns became
greatest
the Ravens.
and having one of the greatest black GMs, Ozzy Newsome, is a claim for fame
For
too.
sure.
Ozzy
Yeah.
Newsome.
Right.
Yes, that's
Remember, they
another
were the
great
Browns.
organization.
They were the old Cleveland Browns.
Yeah,
That's how they got Ozzie Newsome.
Yep.
yeah. That must
Because they
suck, man.
they
That
was the
must
original
listen. If you're,
Cleveland Browns.
can you listen? Can you imagine? And again, I don't want you to listen. I'm being honest.
Cleveland, the
I'm
city,
trying
will
to.
have a
But
Super Bowl
listen,
already.
can you imagine? Real talk. Can you imagine if Buffalo would have went to Austin, because there's talks of them going to Austin, Texas. Obviously, it was a scare tactic, right?
Right. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I shared the link to Michael K because he thought I was trolling and I was being a
Yep.
liar, but I shared it to him.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say they would have went to Austin, Texas, and they finally won a Super Bowl. How the fuck would you have felt?
Oh, that'd be horrible. Like, but hey, if that's what has to be done to win a
Oh,
Super Bowl, the
How would you would
Austin.
have felt,
yeah,
man?
that would have been. People in the
It'd be,
city of Buffalo would be melting down.
oh, it'd be yeah, because there'd be some people. You guys know my friend Mike from Nickel City Mafia. He lives in California, and he always brings up how, like when the Chargers moved from San Diego to L.A., a lot of the fans were
Mm-hmm.
pissed off, and now they don't like them anymore. So like I'm sure there'd be some Bills fans that would be like, oh, they're not in Buffalo anymore. I'm not a fan anymore. And then it would just be of course the year they would move the team. That's the year they win,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't represent Buffalo anymore. but
But
Right.
let me
but
ask you a
yeah,
question:
Jesus.
would you still be a fan if they would have moved?
oh, 100%. Yeah. Like I said,
Okay.
for me, for football, like I always was a Bills fan since when I can remember football, and
Mm-hmm.
it would still be the same team as far as players go, and the name of
Right.
Bills.
Organization
But,
structure. Yeah.
right, and I feel like at this point in my life now, I'll be 30 years old. If they moved, you know, what what would I do at that point? If I was from Buffalo and diehard Buffalo everything, wow,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
what would I even go for? There would be
Yeah,
no football team. The Giants and the Jets are in New Jersey, so like I wouldn't even know
Right.
where to go from
The
there.
official
So
New York team would have left.
yeah,
The
so I
team
would
that's
just
actually playing in New York.
exactly. So I just feel like it'd be too much of you know a difficult thing like for me where I live in New York, there's no professional sports. There's
yeah,
just we have the Comets, the Utica Comets, the affiliate for the New Jersey Devils. That's as professional as we get here. So there's no like you walk around the street, there's fan bases from all sorts of walks of life. So when you grow up here, you you don't all love the same. Like we're not like where you guys are, like in Miami, Shake, where you have all these Florida teams to pick from, and
Mhm.
you stick with that. So like I grew up, I started liking the Nationals when the Nationals became a team in '05, and then I was a Seattle Supersonics fan for basketball, and then they changed it to Thunder, and then I didn't like hockey until I got stationed out in Arlington by where Crypto is, and I started watching the Capitals play. So it's like around here, there's not any, you're not like born into, oh, you have to like the Dolphins, the Panthers, the Marlins. It's just like, well, there's no tier, so you really get to just venture off and pick what you want. So I would still be a
Venture
Bills
off, yeah.
fan, but I'm sure there'll still be people in Buffalo that, like Michael K would probably know more about some of those people than me. But some people would be like, you know what, they're not here anymore.
Mhm.
Screw them. I'm gonna like
Right.
another team.
By the way, fun
Mhm.
fact, I don't know if you know this or not, but when I was doing a dive, we're going to be doing the deep dive into the AFL eventually before the season starts. And the
Okay.
original owner, Ralph Wilson, was a part owner of the Lions, and then he sold his share to make the Buffalo. So when the original Buffalo team had the Detroit Lions colors had the same colors as the Detroit Lions. Then eventually became
Oh,
red, white, and blue.
oh, cool! I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Ralph Wilson was eventually was a part owner of the Lions, and then like I said, he sold his share to become a member of
Right.
to get his own team in Buffalo.
You gotta do me a favor though when you guys do that show. You gotta show the Bills AFL trophy case.
Which is essentially an AFC championship.
Right. So that
Yeah.
that was a little bit more. It's
Yeah.
got a little bit
Basically,
more in
yeah.
it.
Yeah, because you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But listen, you guys
That's a
you guys
pre-merger.
listen, you guys have the best trophy case. Look, better than listen, you guys have a trophy way better than the AFL. You got the Josh Allen Madden cover. Come on. What
Well,
better trophy than
Yeah.
technically, there's 4 AFC Championship trophies in that with him.
that?
You're right.
That's true.
I was thinking though,
Yeah.
because McCaffrey's on the cover this year, and I thought of how you guys always put the Allen trophy case. I was like, hey, McCaffrey has the same trophy case as Allen now. He's got
Hmm.
got the Madden
Right.
cover.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
actually,
funny.
San Francisco got 5 Super Bowls, so
True.
Yeah.
They've had a chance to get a ton of them more since I've been paying attention
all
to
right.
Right.
football. So and they just
Okay.
choke and choke and choke.
All right, so now we got
Yeah.
South and we got the South and the West.
You guys pick which one next.
Yeah. The
Crypto, what do you
South.
got? Or the West?
We can go to the South. That's cool.
All right. All right. We have the AFC South. The AFC South. Houston Texans. I don't know. George Bush was a season ticket holder.
Yeah.
I want to say Houston and
No,
Jacksonville.
they won their first playoff game this year, so I guess that would be a claim to fame. But no, they didn't. They won before.
They beat
Yeah.
They
they
won with
beat us.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want
So
to
no, this is their second one. They won before.
correct me if I'm wrong, you two, but I think Jacksonville and Houston, they haven't been a team more than 30 years yet, have they?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, they had the Houston Oilers too, so they're not
Oh,
even the
that's
best
right,
team
right.
in.
Yeah.
I mean, like the
Yeah.
Houston Texans. I mean, like
Mhm.
they're pretty. They're not new, but they're not as old as these other
Hmm.
teams.
Yeah,
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. It's a tough one
Right.
then.
it is a
Yeah.
tough one.
Because I
I
think
guess all you
they
could say is
came in and
their playoff
expanded.
wins. Yeah.
Yeah, the playoff
I would
wins.
say one. Look,
Fast turnarounds and fast rebuilds. I think they've
as
had
much
the fastest rebuild. That's a good
True.
claim of fame.
Oh yeah. Good turnaround. Yeah.
To go
Coaching
from
staff and players. Yeah.
as much as I
a
hate the
whole crop
Hurricanes,
of brand new people.
as much as I hate the Hurricanes, I think one of their greatest receivers that always gave me nightmares and always beat the shit out of the Dolphins was Andre Johnson. I'll tell you, Andre Johnson was a hell of a wide receiver.
Oh, so yeah, he was so good.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
And he was doing
not
he
only
was
he
doing
beat
it
up
with
the
trash.
Dolphins, he beat up one of our team, one of the guys that used to play with the Dolphins when he beat up Cortland Finnegan.
I
Remember
remember
the
that.
infamous rip off his helmet and
Mhm.
he punched him out?
Oh man,
That was crazy. That was a crazy episode between him and Finnegan.
I miss
But
those days
Finnegan
where
wasn't with us yet. We had got him that very next year because he was with the Titans, I think. Still, I think he was with
yeah,
the Titans still.
yeah, it was the Titans. Yep. I missed the era of
Yeah, so
football where the corners and receivers would just beat the shit out of each other, and then the refs
mm-hmm.
let it happen. Now, if they get even close to
Yep.
each other, they're trying to break it up. It's like let them do it, let them fight.
I think they should implement the 37-second rule like they got in hockey.
Right, I agree.
Just let them go at it. For
All right, Jacksonville, in my opinion, their claim to fame is Saxonville when they had that Calais Campbell defense with Ramsey, which we have right now on our defense. Saxonville,
Mhm.
I
Hmm.
think that was their claim to fame.
Yeah. Actually, it's a sore thumb in our eyes.
Yeah,
Their claim to fame is by putting Marino in his retirement.
yeah,
They
putting
put the
hanging up
greatest
63
quarterback.
points.
Yeah, I would say if I was a Jacksonville fan, I would be bragging about that because we put one of the greatest quarterbacks in history in retirement with that win
Right.
because that's the
Shit.
deepest they went in the playoffs. I think that year.
No, actually, they went. Yeah, they went. The deepest it was they went to the AFC Championship and got
Yeah,
robbed
they
by the Patriots.
by the
Yeah.
Patriots. That's right.
But then
I,
again,
With Blake
how many?
Bortles.
You know how many teams got robbed by the Patriots?
oh
We could do a
yeah,
Right.
30
That's
for
what I'm
30
saying.
for
They
that.
just right. Exactly.
you could do a 60 for 60 on
Pick a
that.
take a number and stand in line with on that one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Just
I
freaking
would.
yeah, it's a long list.
Starting with the Raiders.
Oh yeah.
The Raiders
Oh yeah.
started there. Matter of fact, it was that debacle that started their dynasty.
Mhm.
That was
That's
what
true.
started it all. That freaking
Ugh,
Tuck rule is what literally started their dynasty. Because
that's
that was the year
horrible.
they went to the Super Bowl and lost to beat when they beat the Rams. That was the
Rams.
same
Yep.
year. The Raiders should have been playing the Rams.
I cried that year, guys, when the Patriots. I was like 6 years old, and I
It's
was like, I don't want the
crazy.
Patriots to win. And then they won in the last second or something. And I remember crying. My mom's like, "Why are you crying? You don't even like these teams." I said, "I just hate the Patriots so much." But for Jacksonville, I would
Right.
say they got pretty cool uniforms, and they got a pool in their stadium, which is cool. They
Yeah.
probably hopefully they clean it often, and then like you said, that year they beat Buffalo when Buffalo broke the drought. They beat us like 10-3, 10-6. I can't remember, but they had a really really great defense that year, and it was like again
Yeah,
it was a
they were
shame.
called Saxonville.
Yep, it was a shame they
Yeah.
didn't get to play in the Super Bowl, but again that was a really good season they had.
Yeah. And with
Yeah.
Tom Coughlin
24 to 10. 24 to
was the
14 lead. And I was like, oh man, they had it.
Yeah, I
the
just remember
Tennessee
what
Titans.
man
Oh, go
horrible.
ahead. Yeah, yeah.
The Titans.
All
Oh,
right,
they
check
got
this
it.
out.
Oh.
Here's another history lesson for you,
The Music
Sean.
City Miracle is their
Yep,
claim to fame.
I was gonna say, oh shit.
Here's here's another little tidbit lesson. So the Titans were the Houston Oilers, which was an AFC team, AFL team. Sorry,
Mhm.
AFL team, and they switched to another AFL team, which was the New York Titans. The New York Titans, and one of the reasons why the New York Titans became the Titans is because they wanted to be bigger than the Giants. So a Titan, apparently a Titan is bigger than a Giant. So the one of the original AFL teams was the New York Titans and Boston Patriots, the Buffalo Bills, the Chargers, who was owned by a credit card company, and I can't remember. Oh, and KFC. I mean, not KFC, Kansas City,
KFC.
Kansas City. And I forgot the other team was. I think it was Raiders, I believe. But at any rate, yeah, so their claim to fame, I think, is the Titans. Yeah, the Music City Miracle. I would say that too. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that they were the former Houston Oilers too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't
Yeah.
alive for that Music City Miracle, but when you watch the play, I feel like it should have been called back, but at the end of the day, it was a crazy play, so it'll be forever etched in history.
Hey, another claim for fame for Buffalo is that comeback win against the Houston Oilers.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
35. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The 35-3 comeback win. That's definitely
That'd be a
goes
nice
in there.
second besides
Yeah.
that run. But yeah, that's that must have been crazy.
Yep.
My friend was telling
The
me,
Frank White game.
yeah, he was saying how people were leaving, and then they were trying to get. He said they were trying to get back into the stadium, and they were catching up. He's like, people were back in,
They
but
could they wouldn't let him back in the stadium.
yeah, I was like, oh, I can
Oh
only
man.
imagine. Like, I
Oh man.
being down 35-3. Like, I don't even know. Like, I would still watch it, but I would just be so pissed. Like, my ears would be burning. My head would be steaming. I'd be pissed off, and then I wouldn't even expect to make a comeback from that. So that must have been a crazy game.
All right,
That's wild.
here we go. The Indianapolis Colts, I'm going to say it right now, the Sheriff, one of the greatest quarterbacks, pure passers, I would say, is Eli Manning. One of the best to do it.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Their claim to fame. Eli Manning. And
having the sheriff at the helm.
mhm,
Yeah. Oh, they got the old vintage Colts. If you want to say that, that's where our head coach, great Don Shula, got his start from.
yep, he was,
Yeah.
and you know what? He was
They
only
had Shula.
33.
They started Shula's career.
He was 33 years old when he got hired for the Colts. So kind of like McVay.
33. Yeah, he was just a little whippersnapper.
Little Donnie.
And you know what's funny
Yep,
is
he's a little whippersnapper. Oh, freaking
Don
Shula.
Onsbarn. He was the defense. I forgot the team what it was, but it was Don Onsbarn, which eventually became the Dolphins defensive coordinator. Don Shula was a defensive coordinator, and Chuck Noll was a defensive lines coach. Chuck Noll, Arnsberg, and Don Shula on the same team.
Hmm.
That was crazy. I forgot what the
Yeah.
team was.
Yeah, that was he played for the Browns one year, a couple of years. He was a
Yeah, he played
defensive back.
Don Shula. Yeah, Don Shula was a
Yeah.
cornerback.
Yeah. He was a CB. That's what I'm saying. I was a lot of remember when they asked that question, and I was like, our very own Don Shula did that. He was a defensive guy, and became an offensive guy, and did it successfully.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
but
what you remember? Just like Mike Tomlin was a tight end for William and Mary. He played.
Yeah.
He played with McDermott.
Yep, they were roommates,
right.
I
But
think,
didn't
too.
but his gig started out as a special teams coach.
Yeah, but
Right.
eventually he started. Then he started. No, actually, I think he was a DB's coach with
Mhm.
damn it, the guy from the coach, the Dungy. He was under Mike Tomlin is under
Tony
Dungy's.
Dungy.
Yeah, he was a Dungy. He was the Dungy
Assistant.
protege. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he won a Super
Oh,
Bowl
yeah.
with Tampa Bay that in 2002 as a secondaries coach.
Oh, he was the secondary coach at the time. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought they had him on special teams too.
but it probably did. But at the time he won the Super Bowl, he was a secondaries coach,
Right.
and they ran that Tampa too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all right, now that we ran through the South, I guess the only place we have left is the West. So let's start off with the Denver Broncos.
With the West.
Won
the West.
I'm gonna
Broncos
say
definitely the drive. I mentioned one of their games.
The drive.
Yeah, the Elway drive. And I mean, because they won Super Bowls and stuff, Elway finally got his.
Yeah, when he got a
They
running
got
back.
moments.
When he finally got a running back, they won it. Well,
They won it.
Yeah,
TD.
Puts them over the hump.
Terrell Davis, yeah. And Shannon Sharp. Don't forget Shannon Sharp, Uncle Shay Shay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's huge. Uncle Shay Shay with that team.
Yeah, and then the team
But
with
yeah, that
Peyton
team
too.
was there, man. That team, the Mile High games, snow games was iconic. You gonna tell somebody that didn't want to play, you didn't want to play them in that weather, that was the team. They had it. So their claim to fame was Mile High.
Nobody
True.
really wanted to play in their building. I would say that their stadium is their claim to fame.
Yeah.
That was one of the places no one wanted to play. You out of oxygen and you freeze to death.
It was
So
definitely
yeah, Mile
something.
High Stadium.
I feel like the
Yeah,
NFL's better when the Broncos are good too. I don't know why. It's
no
just
doubt.
like
yeah,
it was just a fun.
right.
It was a fun time, but yeah, they had a lot of
Exactly.
good years, and that Panthers Broncos Super Bowl. I remember that vividly because
Hmm.
it's like Cam just jump on that damn ball, bro, and then it's like I
Right.
don't think he was scared. I just think it was a reaction to don't
Mm-mm-mm.
dive headfirst into a ball because you're a quarterback and you could break your neck. But then
Mhm.
Von Miller got that Super Bowl MVP, and unfortunately that was like the downfall of Cam Newton, and
Crazy. Yep.
but yeah,
I
that
think
was
had he won that game, he'd probably still be in the league now.
probably, dude, yeah, because he, one of the most talented, in the last couple decades as far as overall athleticism and ability. It just
Yep.
stinks watching that, how you could fall off so quick. That's why it's
Right.
like, man,
He never was the same.
yep, you got it. We can't take anything, anything for granted. For life in general, but for football too, because you can have a great quarterback one year, and then all of a sudden something
Mhm.
happens, like an injury or a traumatic, like losing a Super Bowl because you didn't get a fumble, and then you change. So yeah,
Yeah.
So, all right, now we are talking about. We got the Oakland Raiders. The Oakland Raiders. John Madden. I'm sorry, John Madden.
Yeah.
100%.
In my
John
opinion,
Madden,
that's
having John
my.
Madden. Yeah. Yeah. Having John, obviously iconic game named after the guy. What
Mhm.
more do you need to say? Yeah. The claim to fame is just by having John Madden as your coach.
Madden for sure.
I'm not Jack Lambert. All those guys on that defense, the holy roller play, the freaking damn
The black hole
the
and the black
black
hole. Don't
hole.
forget the black hole. Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the
Raiders
way,
fan
Claim to
base,
fame is
too.
definitely Madden in the
Talking
black.
about fan
Yeah,
base.
I would say that play changed a lot of rules in football. The holy roller play,
yeah.
but
And by the way,
freaking. And it
go ahead.
bite them in the ass when they play with the Franco Harris, the immaculate reception. A lot of people do say the ball touched the ground. I don't know. It's a lot of conspiracies out there of people editing the film to make it look like it touched the ground. But it's neither here nor there.
Well,
But
like years later, they
so what you
finally
call it?
admit. Like years later, the NFL finally admit that Des Bryant that was a catch.
That it was a
True.
catch. Exactly. I was like, what good does it help the freaking damn Cowboys now?
Yep.
It's a catch. They lose a Super Bowl because of it.
Yeah, just keep that
That's
thing
crazy.
keep it to yourself. If you think you did catch it, there's no saying anything because you can't you can't give them a win and go back and
But they have to wait.
replay the game.
Yeah.
They should make all those players that's involved replay
Well,
that game.
Yeah, that's just like saying
What
right
you
now
call
they
it?
just like that's like saying the NFL come in and say, you know what? On second thought, that really was a fumble with Tom Brady.
Yeah. Yeah. So they
Too late now.
Oh,
too little,
gosh.
too late.
because that was
It'd be
that
like
was the
it'll be a trickle down effect because they'd be like, okay, Super Bowl I doesn't happen. What does that do to the following year? It's like, that would be a death blow. If they come out there and do a 30 for 30 and say, we messed up, guys, that really was a fumble.
Yep. Yeah, and
God damn.
the Des catch. It's like, oh yeah, so that was the NFC Championship game. So now you got to go back and then redo the Super Bowl because that shouldn't have happened like that. So then the Super Bowl winner doesn't count, and then oh man, it's just
Yeah,
that actually be funny to
Oh
watch.
man, you want to talk about the trickle down effect that happens when
Yep.
they start doing that? Oh my god.
Watching like 50-year-old linemen go back and suit up and play, and Tony Romo playing quarterback, or no, it was Dak, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Dak playing. Des
Right.
Bryant suiting up again. That'd be funny.
All right. LA Chargers.
Oof, that's tough.
LA Chargers was an
I
AFL
would
team.
say-
By the way, here's another fun fact: the LA was part of the Hilton Group. It was a credit card company. Chargers was one of the AFL teams. and the people was part of the Hilton crew, and he was a credit card company. That's why they're called the Chargers, because it was owned by a credit card company.
Oh, right. Charging.
So and now they think about the Lightning and shit like that. So charging whatever. So I would say their claim to fame would be probably be
will be beating us and causing us not to win the Super Bowl in our own building.
no. I would say in my opinion, or that's your but my opinion is
they had a shootout against us too with Dan Fouts and Marino. It was an iconic game for them.
Yeah, the longest game or Junior Seau, man. Junior Seau was one of the best middle linebackers.
Oh yeah.
Besides Ray Lewis was out there, man.
Yeah, Junior. I would say Lynn. Not Lynn, because Lynn's gone. That's the other guy. I'm thinking about the other. Jefferson. They had a lot of guys. You know.
Yeah.
By the way, that's Van Jefferson's father.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
The one that played for the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
That's Van Jefferson's actual dad.
I would say for the LA Chargers, it's their stadium, and for the San Diego Chargers, it was those years with prime LT and Antonio Gates and Phillip Rivers. You know, a good team. You know, I think that one year they were number one in offense and defense, and they didn't even make it to the Super Bowl. But one of those teams that like you always kind of rooted for. Obviously, we weren't a fan of the team, but watch them in the playoffs, you're like, man, they deserve it. You know, they deserve to get one at least. And
I would say also
they never did.
Their claim to fame is them damn powder baby blue uniforms.
Yes.
One of the best colors in football.
Yeah, you're right.
Those are nice.
That's the true claim to fame right there. That uniform is crazy, bro. I love that blue. Like that blues, powder blues.
Yeah. It's like it's like the St. Louis Cardinals baby blues too. I like those a lot.
Yeah. That's a nice one. That uniform's pretty cool. The Chargers and Bengals got the uniform thing down.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And we're gonna round it off. The last but not least, the Kansas City Chiefs, and of course their claim to fame, in my opinion, is Lamar Hunt. They got a trophy named after them. The AFC Championship, Lamar Hunt.
That's it. Well,
what more do you want?
The AFC, but the thing is, because they didn't win the first Super Bowl,
and hold on, real quick, Lamar Hunt was the guy who started the AFL.
Yeah,
he did. But the thing is, let's say Don Shula would have won the first Super Bowl, that trophy would be the Shula Trophy.
Yeah.
The Shula Award.
Yeah, the Super Bowl trophy, because they named it after the first coach who won it. It's called a Lombardi Trophy. So I'm thinking, had Shula gotten hired, well, he did because he was with the Colts. Had he became a dog, would we even have hired him had he won the first Super Bowl?
And by the way, we tampered with him, and it cost us a first round draft pick. So, and that's why I tell Ross. That's why I tell Ross. At least Joe Robbie knew how to tamper, because we lost the first round draft pick, but we got the fucking player, the person we wanted. We lost the draft pick and we didn't even get the damn people we wanted. We tampered for.
That we tampered for, right? Yeah, he needed to go learn from Joe Robbie how to do the tampering correct.
So if let's say for instance he would have successfully got Sean Payton and Tom Brady and won a Super Bowl, nobody was be talking about how stupid Stephen Ross is about doing that. So
exactly. And they wouldn't even care about the freaking results of losing those picks.
Yeah, we got a Super Bowl. Who cares?
We got a Super Bowl out of it. Yeah.
No, you think
Tom Brady,
you think Brady was the Patriots were complaining because they lost the first pick for the Deflategate? Hell no, they got a Super Bowl.
Right.
They got a Super Bowl the very next year after it. Yeah. They won the Super Bowl the second year after the Deflategate. Oh my God, y'all. NFL just didn't get it right. I'm like, how in the world y'all take these picks and it still didn't happen. They used the 32nd or 30-some pick to get who was that they ended up getting? Not Malloy. It was another guy that they picked with that pick that they ended up getting the following year. I was like, man, it's almost like they didn't even get punished.
Yeah. So
because Belichick was using those mid-round picks and gobbling up players. Yeah, that was a good. But you keep the Chiefs got Mahomes. I think the fact that they got Chad Henne as a backup is their claim to fame as well.
And Matt Moore. Don't forget Matt Moore.
And Matt Moore, yeah, ex-Dolphin players as the Chiefs definitely
Yeah.
claim to fame for
Here's a fun fact
sure.
about Matt Moore. Matt Moore was coaching high school, and Andy Reid called him up personally and told him to come back. So he stopped coaching high school football to come play for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, he
Yep.
took like a $8 million check or something like that, like we gave Jay Cutler.
And we gave listen. Here's another thing: do not give
We
any
gave 10
player
million. It's ridiculous.
10 million, because we gave Jay Cutler 10 million, didn't work out. We gave Fuller 10 million. Will Fuller, remember?
Yep,
10 million.
Yeah.
And I think it's 10 million is what the sweet spot. So if we sign another player for 10 million, yeah, we're doomed.
Just pay him nine.
Exactly. Pay him 9.5, right? Exactly. Or 10.5, not 10.
Bingo.
Just we'll pay you 10 million and 1 penny.
Yep. We can't give you.
We can't give you 10. We're
So
doomed if we give out $10 million.
So Sean, what did you think about the Kansas City Chiefs? What do you think is their claim to fame?
Yeah, I like what you said about the Lamar Hunt Trophy. I mean, that's as famous as it gets, I guess, as far as you have a trophy that's going to be named after one of your owners for the rest of the time. But as far as playing goes, obviously, I think it's the run they're on right now. Again, I don't think the Chiefs. I think it was like 50 years since they won a Super Bowl. So I mean,
Yeah,
there's you
50
could
since they
use that
first got
one, the
winning.
first
Yeah.
one they won. But I think this run they're on is and we talked about it before. They didn't have the best team last year or the year before that. They didn't even have the best offense. They didn't have the best defense. But what they do when it comes down to the playoffs, they make that one or two extra plays that wins the game.
That
And
offsets everybody else's talent that gets playing against
exactly.
them. Yeah.
Because
But
you look at last year, the run they went on. They beat you guys in that game where, obviously the weather was bad for both teams, but they're probably more used to it, and they have more playoff experience on their teams than every player on your team did. And then when they played us, yeah, it was 27-24. We had a chance to win the game, but it came down to
A
we
few
missed a
extra
play.
plays.
We missed a play or
Right.
two at the end, and they made a play or two at the end, and that changed the entire game. And I'm not even
well,
counting, like, I don't care about injuries. Like, yeah, we had AJ Klein, but we still should have won because we had opportunities to win even without Matt Milano and Trey White and all them. So
Right.
they just do, and
You're
against
still in the
Lamar,
striking distance. Yeah.
yeah,
right? Like,
but here's the thing. I'm gonna push back about the defense. They held San Francisco, Baltimore, and the Dolphins, which had explosive offense, under 20 points. So
yeah,
that defense.
Yes.
yep. I was doing an offensive
Exactly.
thing yesterday on a show that we recorded,
Mhm.
and all those four teams that you just mentioned, they're all in the top 10 of. They might all be in the top 6 actually for offense. I know the
For
Dolphins were
offense. Yeah.
1, the Bills were 4, I think the
The
Niners were
Ravens were
2,
2 or
and
3. Yeah.
and the Ravens were
Yeah.
up there.
And points
So
per game. Yeah.
yeah, so but even the Ravens game, you know, it was 17-10, but the Chiefs forced a fumble on Zay Flowers, to really kind of to
Yeah.
stifle
That be the
to
difference
stifle the
maker. Yeah.
Ravens. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you don't always have to be the best team with the best quarterback and the best,
Just make the right plays at the right time.
Yeah.
right. And a lot of
That's all
people,
you got to do. Yeah.
a lot of people out there, they overlook how important Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo is to this Chiefs team. And
Mm-hmm.
somebody, Jay Gruden, they were talking
It's
about
a
Josh. I know it's
combination.
a random Josh Allen talk, but Jay Gruden said, if you put Andy Reid or you put Josh Allen on the Chiefs and you put Patrick Mahomes on the Bills right now, the same thing would still be happening.
Yeah.
So he's still saying Mahomes is the best quarterback, but he said, imagine Andy Reid with Josh Allen. And
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, Andy Reid is really the best offensive mind in the game, and it makes a difference because, well, of course, Mahomes is the best quarterback, but you pair those two together, great things happen. You got Steve
Yeah.
Spagnuolo. He's got 4 Super
The
Bowl. He's gonna be in the Hall of
intangibles.
Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh yeah, he's going in as a coordinator, definitely a Hall of Fame as a
for
coordinator. Yeah,
sure. Like you
that's
see
what
how
he
much
did
he
defensive
adjusts.
With the
standpoint.
Patriots,
Yeah, he did
too.
it,
He helped.
and he
He
shut
beat the
down the
Patriots.
Patriots. Yeah, he
Yeah,
beat the
like
Patriots twice. Yep,
you watch,
that's
and
true.
I always feel like they play games with us. Like we beat them in the regular season, and like, we're beating them in a half, and then you already know they're gonna go in a halftime, and Spagnuolo's gonna draw something up, and the whole game's gonna flip. So unless we're up by 30
Hmm.
points at halftime, nothing's
Yeah,
safe. So I was just like,
Yeah,
this guy, we just can't get it done because the combination of their coaching and the team stepping up in the big moments, you can't you can't really you can't beat that. So again,
yeah,
the Chiefs aren't the best team in the league. They're not the most talented by any stretch of the imagination, and they might not even be a top 5 talented roster, and they're still winning Super Bowls. So it's impressive. As much as I hate them, it's really impressive how they all as a whole
they
collective
click
coaching
together as
and
a
playing,
unit.
yeah,
they come together and they beat these great teams like the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Ravens and the Niners 4 straight games to win a Super Bowl. It's just
Right. You
on the
can't
road
say that
too.
that was
On
a
the
weak
road,
group
on
of
the road too.
teams that they
Except for the Dolphins, the last few games were on the road.
yeah,
the last 3
But
on the road. Yeah.
one thing, Andy Reid is found himself in a good position because not only does he have a great quarterback, but at the end of the day,
Who?
um,
Chad Henning?
yes, Chad Henning and
Oh,
Matt
okay.
Moore. Don't forget Matt Moore. But no,
Matt Moore. Yeah.
yeah, but not only do they have a great quarterback, but they have a defensive coordinator that does not have any prospects to become a head coach. So they're gonna constantly. No one's gonna poach Spagnuolo to be a head coach.
right, yeah,
So they're gonna constantly have continuity on offense and defense. So
Right.
while
And I don't
we're
think
trying to
Andy
play
Reid
catch up,
wants him to go. Let him go.
no,
yeah,
definitely
until he
not.
retires,
Uh,
uh,
to retire. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's a great point,
Right.
Shake,
He-
because
Yeah.
I brought it up when I wasn't a big fan of Dayball, but when
mhm.
everything was consistent with offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and then when Dayball left, we started losing coaches, position coaches, defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, and I was just
Hmm.
like, for a team in a Super Bowl window, it's a lot of change to every year
Yeah.
get a
You
new
can't be letting
coordinator,
guys like that go right away.
right?
Yeah. You got to
So it's
hold on
like,
to him at least for another year.
right. It's like
Yeah.
I get they want to have opportunity to be a head coach, but if you're in a window where everything's clicking for your offense, your top 3 offense every year, you got a great quarterback, everything's working, and
Right.
then you just let them go, and then you got to restart again. That's not,
Hmm.
and now we're doing the same thing again. We got another new coordinator on offense, another new defensive coordinator, and it's just like it's so much change. But like it's an underrated thing that the Chiefs have is Spags is never going to be a head coach again, and Andy Reid's always going to be technically the offensive coordinator or the play caller at the bare minimum. And because Matt Nagy was the offensive coordinator, but he didn't do a damn thing. It's Andy Reid, concocting all the plays, and that's something they're always going to have is that consistency at the highest level for coaching. And it's frustrating because we just went through Brady for 20 years, and now our teams need to go through each other as well as Mahomes and Lamar and the Niners, and there's so many teams that like you almost have to. It's a lot of it's luck to get to the Super Bowl now because you have to beat elite. Joe Burrow when he's
Is
healthy.
Yeah,
exactly. You got to be
Like yeah,
matchups and things like that. You got to worry
right.
about. Yeah.
Like our conference guys, like probably 7 out of the top 10 quarterbacks are in the AFC, and you
mhm.
gotta you gotta beat all of them to get to the Super Bowl,
You
and
got to
it's
beat the
like,
ball. Yeah.
yeah,
You got to be at least
it's
3 or 4 of
insane.
them, just in a combination of knocking
Right.
Yeah.
them off at the right time.
And here's my hot take, by the way, real quick. I think Gesicki's gonna have his best year next year with Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think so. I see it. Yeah. Because now they got rid of the other tight end. He's got one guy that he can play with to focus on because Higgins uh coming back. They lost what's his name to Jacksonville, right? I think they lost no, he didn't go to Jacksonville. He went to who did they because they let what's his name go, right?
Not
Oh,
Higgins.
it
Not Higgins.
Joe Mixon
They
went to
let
the Texans.
no Mixon went to the Texans though, but
Yep.
they also let what's his name go. Tyler Boyd. I think he
Yeah.
Oh
went
yeah,
to
he went
either
to the
Green
Titans.
Bay or Titans. Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. Oh man, so they beefed up their wide receiver core. They kind of showed up their wide receivers.
Yeah, the
Since
Titans
they
got
number 2
Calvin
now.
Ridley. They got Calvin Ridley, D Hop, and Tyler
D Hop
Boyd.
and Winter. So damn. So what's his name? It wouldn't be surprised me if they make a little run on offense. They not bad. I
And they
mean,
got
they giving
Tony Pollard.
the young quarterback, some support. Yeah,
Yeah, the
Yep.
mayonnaise, the
yeah,
mayonnaise in the coffee.
And they got L'Jarius Sneed from the
exactly.
Chiefs too.
The Snead. Now they got a defense on the back end from
Yep.
Snead from the Chiefs, so they shouldn't be slouches. A lot of people
Yeah.
overlooking them.
Yeah, they're gonna be a
They
team that's gonna
quietly
ruin some
assembled
seasons.
a decent team that can compete, and make some noise against teams that against teams that going to have to play defense again. You can't just say, "Oh, they have a bad offense."
Yeah, they're
you
not
gotta
gonna be a gimme for sure. Yeah.
right. It's not a gimme on the schedule with that lineup with 3 receivers like that and a running back and a quarterback going into his second year. So trying to
Yep.
make sure he don't have a sophomore slump. You know, showing up the room. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I think like you said with Gasecki Shake, I think yeah, I can agree with that. Gasecki definitely is primed to have a good year, one of his best year because he's going to see a lot of footballs now because Jamar Chase is still a focus. He can easily go off that guy and freaking use Gasecki as the main number 3 now, and the boy is going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
He's
you
the
guys.
legitimate number 3 guy down there.
Yeah, you guys never really use your tight. You don't use your tight ends often, so I can see Gasecki doing better in Tennessee, in not Tennessee, Cincinnati as well. Yeah.
Cincinnati, yeah, because
Red zone
the offensive
threat.
coordinator runs yeah, they run similar concepts to what we do
Yep.
as far as the way they use their boundary guys. Yeah,
All right.
Gasecki. Now, what's going to be the thing, Shake, if Gasecki actually gets his first 1,000-yard season?
Damn.
Oh boy, you know what group of people is going to be real mad
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
because they're going to be like,
I know Miss
he
Finns
didn't,
will be
there's
mad.
one guy
I
get
know Miss Finns.
elevated by one person.
I know Miss Finns would be upset.
Oh, she really would. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Miss
That's her
Finn's going to
man,
be
dude.
upset.
She loved him.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, she
this
still does,
guy
but
went to Cincinnati, he gets elevated even more. Yeah,
comes
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
the best
because
tight end in the league.
I could see their offensive coordinator, well, actually the coaches calling the plays. I could see Zach Taylor calling a lot of seam routes for him. He'll catch that seam route he should have caught against you guys in the playoff game. He just totally didn't. He scoffed that one. I was like, what was he thinking?
I know
He could have caught that one and ran his stride, and who knows?
for
Or
sure.
that
Yeah,
more momentum that could have got us out of that slide.
that goes into the sometimes you got to get lucky, and that was one of the plays we got. We got lucky, and
Yeah,
it helped
and he
us.
just
So
wasn't even paying attention. The ball was right there too.
yeah, it was such a weird game because like I think Skylar had like a 30% completion percentage, but we threw like a pick at like the 5, and then
It was
you guys
really
ran
one
it
your way,
in.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was such a it was like we were trying to not win, but then like we were still trying at the same
you
time.
offset Skyler's performance with Josh Allen not having a good game.
Yep.
You know, himself like a Josh Allen type game they would normally have. 'Cause I think he had like
Yeah.
3 total turnovers or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that,
I
or
think
2.
Yeah. I
Because
think he had.
he had some turnovers on the other side too. I think he had a
Yeah. I think
fumble and 2 picks.
Yeah, it was either a fumble and 2 picks or 1 pick and 1 fumble, and then I mean, he still had like 3 touchdowns, but those turnovers were
Hmm.
like the worst. The worst. Like he fumbled it inside the 20, and then got to like the 5, and you guys scored on the next play, and then he threw a
On the
pick.
touchdown to the yep, right.
Yeah, and then he threw a pick inside the 30 as well, and you guys only had to go like 20 yards to get another
Yep.
touchdown. So like, he was
Hmm.
Josh wasn't helping at all, in that situation, and it should have been
Yeah.
your defense really, you know, made it an awesome game because at the end of the day, like if you're not a Bills or a Dolphins fan, that was an awesome game to
Yeah.
watch. But man, it was
Yeah, it was a
frustrating.
back and forth. 'Cause when we went down 17-0, I was like, uh oh, it's
Yep.
crazy.
That's when I started dancing. I was like, okay, it's gonna be an easy day. I don't have to get frustrated or my blood pressure goes up, and we're good next to the next round. And then I'm like, oh, all of a sudden
Yep.
we're losing.
Right.
Now I got to be pissed off again.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
So, all right, now, before we wrap this up, man, once again, I'd like to thank you again, Sean. Me and
Appreciate
Crypto,
it,
we're
man.
gonna be on your show soon. We're gonna be talking.
Yes.
So,
Oh, for
any final
sure.
thoughts? Yeah, go ahead. Preview the show that we're gonna be on, man. We gotta.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure it was your idea, Shake. But
Yeah.
we're gonna dissect every team, every division, predict records and outcomes of the divisions, and I think we're gonna start with the East, of course.
Okay.
Mhm.
But
All right.
yeah, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. And then
Yeah, one division, your show, one division, our show.
yep, exactly. Yeah, we're gonna
Okay.
alternate, and then yeah, again, I really appreciate you guys having me on. I love
For
collabing with you
sure.
guys. I'm always listening to all your shows and commenting. I am the #1 commenter on the Fins Tailgate. I got the
Hell yeah,
award the other day, so I
that's
got
what's
Oh,
to
up.
okay. Yeah.
I got to
All right.
I got to keep my top commenter badge going. So
That's what's up.
I'll be
That's what's up.
supporting
Yeah. You
as
got it.
No
always,
doubt.
and yeah, I'll let you
Hey,
know.
and
Hopefully within the next week or so, we can put an hour aside and get onto that next show we're going to be doing together.
and
All
also
right.
I'm gonna be doing. Obviously, I never joined, but I'm gonna be doing a military show for content creators that are in the military. I know you were in the military.
Oh,
Crypto was
cool!
in the
Yeah.
military. That's
Mm-hmm.
definitely that's something that's coming in the works as well, man.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Nene is gonna be
All
there.
right.
Our service.
You said Coast Guard or which one you said you were in?
Oh, the Army.
Yeah, like you,
Oh,
Crypto.
Army. Okay. Okay. Army.
Crypto
Okay.
was in the army.
You
Yeah,
wanted to? Yeah, I was Army too. That was
I'm
my
not
first
much of a
branch I was in.
I'm not much of a swimmer, so I wouldn't work good with the Coast Guard or the
Oh
Navy.
yeah, definitely. I did them both, Navy and Army. I'm a much better swimmer than I am anything else.
Yeah. Did you like the Navy better?
Right. Yeah.
My
Overall.
cousin, my cousin was in the Navy, and he always
Me too.
talked
My
good
cousin was
about
a
it.
chief.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, he retired. He did 20 years in the Navy.
Wow, I like the Navy's uniforms the best. To be honest, I think
Yeah, we got the best Navy
for sure.
uniforms. Our Popeye uniform stands out
Yep.
as the
Oh,
most
I love those
highly touted. The
for sure.
Popeye uniforms. Yep.
Yep.
It's hard as hell to get out of them. Taking the bathroom break.
Oh,
And
I bet.
so many damn buttons, like 50 different damn buttons.
Yep. You gotta just leave a hole in there and leave your thing out
Right.
and easy easy access.
Yeah, you got to go through all kind of buttons and shit like God. I'm sure they probably updated it now since I left. But boy,
You would hope
the
they
ones
did.
I had was ridiculous. Yep. But yeah, the other daily dungarees we used to have. Our dungarees was bell
yeah.
bottoms too.
Yeah.
But so anyway, this was an amazing show. Crypto, any final thoughts before we send off?
Oh man. Yeah. Great show, man. We're getting close to the home stretch of the lead up to the season, starting with that Hall of Fame game. So
Yeah.
Coming
we're
up.
gonna have that in early April, and not April, early August. Like I think maybe August 6th. I want to say August 6th or 7th. I gotta check the date, but I know it's like within the first week. It's the very first week because it's always 1 week ahead of the rest of the league. Before the rest of the league play,
Yeah.
they start their kickoff preseason. So it's always at least 1 full week ahead when we have the official Hall of Fame game. I don't know who the inductees are. I haven't paid attention much to who's the new inductees, but I'll definitely be digging up that list.
It ain't Richmond Webb, so who cares? No,
Yeah, I know. So whoever this, congratulations to the 7 people that's been inducted. So, you know, we would like it to be Richmond Webb. You know, a lot of people put in good word for him. We just got to keep that campaign going.
For sure.
So by the time next summer comes, we'll officially have him as an inductee. You know, we just got to keep the campaign. We put a lot of energy on the other propaganda. We need to have the propaganda going in favor of Richmond Webb.
Oh yeah.
Get that positive propaganda out there for Richmond instead of all that other crappy propaganda that's going on with other players of the rest of the team.
Right.
So yeah, let's focus that attention on Richmond Webb and getting them in there. You know,
And
For
with
sure.
that being said, man, fins up. And
Yeah.
what do you say?
Fins up.
You know, and what's yours? I'm not gonna say it, but
go Bills.
hell yeah. So peace.
I
Y'all
appreciate
have
you
a good
guys.
Alrighty.
Love you guys. Awesome
Same
job.
here.
For
Peace.
sure, man.
We out of this.
Peace.
Yep.
West Side.
Yes.